everyone, and welcome back to Sacred Season Healing. My name is Marjorie, and today we're going to be focusing on the sacral chakra, also known as the Savasana. I cannot say these words, but it's Svadhisthana chakra. Sorry that I botched these words up. That's why I spelled them for you, so you probably know better than I do how to say these. The sacral chakra, just so you know, is located just below the navel in the lower abdomen and is associated with the color orange, okay? This energy center governs our emotions, creativity, passion, pleasure, sensuality, relationships, and our ability to experience joy and flow in life. I'm going to go through how the sacral chakra, when it's balanced, how it plays out in our lives as opposed to when it's blocked or imbalanced. So if you're already familiar with those things and you'd like to skip straight to the tarot reading, the timestamp is in the description box below. Okay, so let's get into it. When the sacral chakra is balanced, we tend to feel emotionally connected to ourselves and to others. We're able to express our creativity, experience healthy relationships, embrace change, and allow ourselves to feel pressure and happiness without guilt or fear. We feel inspired or passionate. We feel connected to the natural flow of life. However, when the sacral chakra is blocked or out of balance, we may experience emotional numbness, creative blocks, difficulty expressing our feelings, fear of intimacy, codependency, guilt, shame, or a lack of motivation and joy. Some people may also find themselves feeling disconnected from their desires or struggling with self-worth in relationships, or you may be even experiencing or feeling stuck and unable to move forward. So today's tarot reading is intended for the collective to take what resonates with you and just leave what does not, okay? These messages are general in nature and they may not apply to everyone. So trust your own tuition and inner guidance as you listen to the reading, okay? But before we begin, I'd love for you to take a few slow, deep breaths. Allow yourself to settle into the present moment. Imagine a warm orange light glowing in your lower abdomen, bringing healing, creativity, emotional balance, and a renewed sense of joy, okay? Let me shuffle this a couple of times, and then you can practice your breathing. Take some slow breaths. Again, imagine a warm orange light glowing in your lower abdomen, okay? And it's healing you. It's helping with your creativity, your emotional balance, and a renewed sense of joy, okay? Now, the first question I'm going to ask Spirit is, please show us the current blockage in the sacral chakra, Spirit, for the collective. Please show us the current blockage in the sacral chakra for the collective. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, the Five of Cups came out. Let's see if anything else comes out. Please show the collective the current blockage that they may be experiencing in the sacral chakra, Spirit. Thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to show us? Nope. Okay, so the Five of Cups is the blockage. Now what I'd like to do is ask Spirit, what is causing this blockage within the collective, Spirit? What is causing this blockage in the collective, within the collective? Sacral chakra. Thank you, Spirit. Please show us what is causing this blockage in the sacral chakra for the collective. What is the cause of this blockage in the sacral chakra for the collective? Thank you, Spirit. The Star came out. And let's finish going through the deck to see if there's anything else, Spirit, you'd like to show us. Nope. Well, this one kind of wants to flip over, but I'm going to put that back because it's really getting pretty windy out here. And I think it was just trying to blow up out of my hand due to the wind, okay? Okay, the next question I want to ask Spirit is, how can the collective begin healing this blockage? How can the collective begin healing this blockage, Spirit? Thank you. Please show us how the collective can begin healing this blockage. Thank you, Spirit. How can the collective begin healing this blockage? Whoops, the Page of Wands came flying out. The Page of Wands. Is there anything else, Spirit? Let me go through the deck one more time. Okay. Anything else, Spirit, that you are suggesting of how the collective can begin healing the sacral chakra and begin healing this blockage within the sacral chakra? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. The Empress. Okay, so we have the Page of Wands and the Empress as the suggested healing. Is there anything else, Spirit? Oh, and the King of Cups. So we have Page of Wands, Empress, and the King of Cups. And and the Magician and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. All right, that's quite a bit. Let's now ask Spirit, how can the collective begin integrating this healing practice in their daily lives, Spirit? How can the collective begin healing? How can they begin integrating this healing in their daily lives? You show us clearly, Spirit. How can we begin integrating this healing practice in our daily lives? How can the collective begin healing and begin integrating this healing in their daily lives, Spirit? Thank you. Well, give it a couple of shuffles, that might help. Okay, Spirit, how can the collective integrate this healing practice in their daily lives? Please show us clearly. Thank you. Okay, that's the Hierophant that came out. Let me just pick it up here. There you go. Okay, so taking a look at these cards and the message that Spirit is trying to convey here, I think obviously, let's always start with the blockage, and the blockage is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups suggests that many people in the collective may be carrying emotional wounds, right? You could be carrying grief or disappointment, regret or sadness from something that happened in the past, okay? Because the sacral chakra governs, emotions, relationships, pleasure, intimacy, and joy, this card points towards emotional pain that has not been fully processed or released. I think that some may be focusing on what was lost rather than what remains, right? Because you see the two cups behind him. This is the remaining, and in front of him, what he's looking down at and focusing on is what has already been lost. Others of you, though, may be struggling to move beyond heartbreak or betrayal or maybe it's a missed opportunity or a relationship that did not unfold as you had hoped for. The energy of the Five of Cups can create emotional stagnation, making it difficult to experience joy and creativity and passion or emotional connection in the present moment. The blockage may not necessarily be the event itself, but the lingering attachment to the disappointment and the emotions surrounding it. So let's take a look at what's causing the blockage, okay? The star one came out on this one. And this is interesting because the star is typically a very positive energy. So what I see here is that the collective may have experienced a situation that required a tremendous amount of faith and hope and patience and healing. Many may have been wishing, praying, manifesting, or hoping for something to work out, like a relationship, for example, or just some dream that you have of a goal or a new beginning of some sort. So the challenge is that healing often takes longer than we expect, right? Some people may be feeling discouraged because they hoped for, or what they hoped for hasn't arrived yet, right? Or maybe it hasn't arrived in the way that you envisioned it would. So the star suggests to me that there's still hope available, but the collective may be losing faith in the healing process or struggling to trust divine timing, okay? However, in another sense, the star can indicate that the collective knows that healing is possible, but may still be emotionally attached to the wound, okay? So they want the future healing, but part of them is still grieving the past. So let's look at how can we begin healing this. We got the Page of Wands, okay? The Empress, the King of Cups, okay? The Magician, and the Queen of Pentacles, okay? But it flew across the table and out into the grass. I'll have to pick it up later. You'll just have to trust me on that one. Okay, so let's start with the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands encourages things like curiosity, adventure, creativity, or trying something new. And the sacral chakra thrives on this movement, this creativity, passion, and self-expression, right? So Spirit may be encouraging the collective to reconnect with activities that bring you excitement or inspiration and playfulness, right? Let's bring those things back into our lives, okay? Might be one path to healing. Now, this could be starting a new hobby even, or taking a class, just to give you a few examples. It could be traveling somewhere new. It could be dancing, painting, journaling, or simply allowing yourselves to experience joy again without feeling guilty for moving forward. Okay? Now the Empress is deeply connected to the sacral chakra energy because she represents nurturing, creativity, abundance, sensuality, fertility, self-love, and receiving, right? Rather than chasing. So Spirit may be asking the collective to become more gentle with themselves, okay? So instead of criticizing yourself for where you are in the healing process, you may need to offer yourself the same compassion and understanding that you would offer someone you love, okay? This card also encourages reconnecting with the body or nature, beauty, pleasure, and just forms of creativity, whatever that looks like for you, okay? Let's talk about the King of Cups now. The King of Cups teaches emotional maturity. Rather than suppressing emotions or becoming overwhelmed by them, Spirit is encouraging the collective to learn how to sit with their feelings, honor them, and process them in healthy ways, okay? Healing doesn't require us to avoid our emotions. It requires us to understand them. Okay, and then if we look at the Magician The Magician is a reminder that the collective has more power than you realize. The healing you're seeking isn't entirely outside of yourself. You already possess many of the tools, abilities, wisdom, and resources needed to begin creating a new emotional reality. That's what the Magician says, okay? So Spirit may be reminding you that you are not powerless victims of your past experiences, okay? Now, the other card that flew out into the grass was the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles brings the healing down into practical reality, okay? So this card usually encourages self-care, stability, nurturing routines, grounding practices, healthy habits, and just creating an environment that supports healing. So sometimes emotional healing begins with very simple acts of self-love, like eating nourishing foods, for example, or getting enough rest, spending some time outdoors, moving your body, creating a comfortable home environment, or just caring for yourself consistently, okay? So let's talk about how can we integrate all of this into our daily lives. Well, the Hierophant suggests that healing becomes lasting through commitment and consistency. Rather than looking for a quick fix, Spirit may be encouraging us to establish a regular healing practice. Some people I know wake up early so that they have some time to meditate before they go to work. They like to sit quietly by themselves. Some like to journal. Some don't. Some just simply like to sit quietly, close their eyes, do some breath work, or just sit and collect their thoughts in the morning with a cup of coffee maybe. Okay, so again, it's Spirit may be suggesting that we consistently, right, commit to ourselves through some sort of healing practice. Rather than looking for a quick fix, we're establishing a regular routine in our healing practice. So this could include, like I already said, meditation, journaling. It could even be therapy, okay, for some. Could be different types of energy work, like Reiki healing, okay, or prayer. Some people just want to sit and pray in the morning, or maybe it's in the evening before you go to bed, or whenever it might be. Yoga, okay. Yeah, just any kind of spiritual practice that helps you remain connected to yourself and gives yourself some of that energy and love back to yourself, okay? Now, the Hierophant also reminds us that wisdom can come through teachers, mentors, spiritual communities. It could come through books or courses that you take, could be online or in-person courses, or just trusted guides, or people in your lives that you truly trust and value their opinion. They never steered you wrong before, and they can give some really good advice when you need some. Also, you may, want to journal. I think I've already said that. In meditation. Yeah, I think I pretty much covered all the things I can think of. But you may not have to walk this journey alone. Always remember that. There's always someone that you can reach out to. Okay? If not self-help, you could always go to another person, such as a counselor or that type of thing. Okay? All right, so putting it all together, the message I see from Spirit is that many people in the collective are still carrying emotional disappointment, grief, or sadness from the past. Okay? And while they deeply desire healing and have hope for a brighter future, part of them may still be focused on what was lost rather than what is still possible. Okay? And so Spirit is encouraging us all to reconnect with joy and creativity and self-love, emotional balance, and just your personal power. Okay? So we can do this through nourishing ourselves, right? Nurturing ourselves even, and just expressing our emotions in healthy ways and committing to consistent healing practices, right? By doing these things, you can begin restoring the flow of energy through your sacral chakra, and you can create space for new experiences or deeper connections and greater emotional fulfillment even. Okay? Okay, so next what I would like to do is give you some affirmations you can work with in your healing practice, some ways you can move your body to get the energy flowing. Some of you enjoy aromatherapy, so I'd like to give you some essential oils and also crystals that you might want to work with, okay? So, getting started here. We can start with affirmations. If you'd like to grab a pen and paper, you can pause the video or just type it out in your notes section on your phone, however you prefer. Remember, you can write these down on sticky notes, stick them around your house, just to have a daily reminder, or any way you prefer to do it really is up to you. Okay, so here we go. I allow myself to feel and express my emotions in healthy ways. I release the pain of the past and welcome joy into my life. I am worthy of love, pleasure, happiness, and abundance. Creativity flows through me freely and effortlessly. I trust the natural flow of life. I embrace change with confidence and ease. I honor my feelings without allowing them to control me. I deserve relationships that are healthy, balanced, and fulfilling. Okay, now to help move some energy through your sacral chakra, we can focus on movements that engage the hips, the lower body, such as gentle yoga, hip opening stretches, dancing, walking, swimming even, or simply putting on your favorite music and allowing yourself to move freely. That can be very beneficial. The sacral chakra thrives on movement, creativity, playfulness, and self-expression. Okay, so moving now into aromatherapy. Aromatherapy? What? Where did that come from? Aromatherapy. I was going to say, if you enjoy essential oils, some that you might want to try is sweet orange, tangerine, lang lang. That's YLANG, lang lang, sandalwood, jasmine, and clary sage. These oils can help create a sense of joy, emotional balance, creativity, and connection. Okay? And then finally, for those of you who like working with crystals, consider carrying or meditating with the carnelian, the orange calcite or sunstone, peach, moonstone, or amber. Those are all pretty good crystals to work with when we're trying to heal our sacral chakra. They're often associated with things like creativity and emotional healing and confidence or passion. Also restoring that flow through the sacral chakra. Okay. So again, as always, remember that healing is a journey. It's not a destination. Be patient and gentle with yourself as you work through these energies. Small, consistent steps often create the greatest transformation over time. Just keep that in mind, okay? So, I hope this reading brought you the clarity, guidance, and encouragement that you needed today. Thank you so much for spending time with me here at Sacred Season Healing. If this message resonated with you, please remember to like, subscribe, and share if you feel called to do so. And until next time, take care of yourselves, trust your healing journey, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.